So a family member or friend told you that they have alternate personalities that take over their body. What exactly does this mean and how do you react? Stay tuned as I'm going to be giving you tips on how to deal with your friend or family member who has DID. Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, DID Explained. My name is KATRINA, and I am a part of the Jekyll system. We are people living with dissociative identity disorder, and we are an active researcher in psychology. Our goal here on YouTube is to make information on DID more accessible to family, friends, and people living with the disorder, so that there will be less stigma and more understanding for everybody involved. I'm going to be using the terms alter, personality, and part interchangeably, but they all mean the same thing. So sit down, relax, and let's get to it. So the first tip I have for you is to calm down. Do not panic. I understand how scary it is, but do not worry, they haven't lost their mind. The reason they have people that take over their body is because they went through chronic trauma before the age of 9. So to cope with the overwhelming trauma, they created alters to protect themselves from terrible memories and feelings. In other words, they do this to cope. There is nothing wrong with them, which leads me into tip number 2. Educate yourself on dissociative identity disorder. Educating yourself will help you better understand what your family member or friend are going through and why they are going through it. If you want to find information on this disorder, I have left some links in the description so you can start your research. You can also subscribe to my channel, as I'm going to be posting more education videos about it every Monday in the future. And you could also watch my last video called What is Dissociative Identity Disorder as well. But for now, dissociative identity disorder is a person having more than one alternate personality and having amnesia between them. It was once known as multiple personality disorder, but the name got changed due to more research. Tip number 3. Don't be too impressed by the alters, but also don't dismiss them. Your friend or family member had told you that they have personalities that take over their body, and hear me when they say it took a lot of courage for them to say that. So chances are you're going to see these personalities come out once in a while. So what should you do? Well, you should keep in mind that you are still talking to your friend or family member, even though they switched, and the person may not see their personalities as themselves, but it is still them. The only difference is that they are just in an alternate state of consciousness. And yes, you will see some differences, but it is still your friend or family member. When another personality comes out, just talk to them like you would with any other person. Don't say you just want to talk to the main one only. For example, let's say you are a quiet person who is respectful, but when you drive, you are yelling at every car in the road. I mean, you wouldn't like it if someone says when you're raging, say, I will only talk to you when you are that quiet person. I will not talk to you when you are road raging. You see, even though you are usually quiet, your road rage is still you. And your friends or family member probably still talks to you when you are throwing a fit, either by telling you to shut up, hiding in the back seat, covering their ears, or yelling with you. Anyway, you get my point. When a personality comes out, just talk to them normally. Tip 4. Stay calm when switching occurs, because the last thing you want to do is freak out. It's going to be different with each friend or family member, but usually you can tell when a switch is about to happen is when the person is spacing out, usually quiet, or not feeling like themselves. Personally, when I switch, I tend to get suddenly quiet, my surroundings feel like a dream, or I feel lighter. I can't seem to focus on what's in front of me, and I am unable to pay attention to you if you are speaking to me. And when the switch occurs, you might find that when you hear your friend or family member switches back, that they may not remember what happened or only partially remember. Obviously, you will see minor differences once you get to know each one of them, say with their voice, way of speaking, likes and dislikes, and many more. But don't panic. I know it's scary, but do what I said in the last tip and just talk to them normally. And because there is also amnesia or partial amnesia between them, there is a chance that personality has no idea what is going on. So all you must do is reassure them where they are and what's happening. Now, if you have a lot of trust with your friend or family member, you can request another one to come out only if it's appropriate. Let's say you are in court and a child altar came out due to stress. You can calmly say to get an adult personality out for a little bit. But only do this when you have enough trust and have permission from the person, and do not do this selfishly, because you are literally taking someone's power away. Not unless that's what you want, but if that's the case, I question why your friend or family member is in your life. I repeat, do not purposely trigger an altar out without their permission, and do not pick favorites. Tip 5. Be respectful to each personality you meet. Some altars can be protective of the system, and plus your friend or family member just wants you to accept them and not judge them on whatever they're going through. So when a personality comes out, don't be snarky, make rude comments, or don't be a jerk. If you are annoyed with them, just walk away or keep the comments to yourself. To be honest, I just ignore it when my family does this. But I should also let you know, now I'm not as close to my family as I was because of this. Well, that's my personal problem, but if you do disrespect the personalities, they do have the power to do what your main friend or family member may not do. In other words, if you disrespect one of them, heaven forbid if it's a protector, they may leave you. Obviously, this must be a mutual thing, so if a personality is being rude to you, set your boundaries. It's the same concept of someone talking crap about your best friend when your best friend is there. Tip number 6. I have personal experiences with this, but do not claim you have personalities just to relate to them. If you have been having suspicions about having personalities yourself, then that's fine. But do not claim you have them just to get them to like you, fit in, or if you don't fully understand what they meant. It's not the same as having an alter ego, role-playing, being different around different groups of people, and is nothing like going from sweet to psycho. Tip number 7. Feel free to build relationships with each personality. If you are the friend of the person with DID, then this one will help. You are going to see quite a few different personalities come out. Some you may get along with, some maybe not, some going to be more different than you're used to, and some are going to be similar to the friend you know, etc. Feel free to get to know each one, and keep in mind that this is still your friend or family member, and that the personalities are here to protect your friend from painful memories, emotions, and sometimes handle situations your friend can't. My best friend Laura does this well, as she has gotten to know each personality, did her own research, and knows that they are still me, and I'm extremely thankful for this because I feel accepted and loved. Tip 8. Learn about triggers and avoid them. So each personality has certain triggers that makes them come out, and this includes your family or friends. For me, talking about the stories I write, feeling protective of my boyfriend, or being around my family triggers me to come out. Cal has calling her name being one of hers, Edward is Swallow by Jason Derulo, and Valentine's is Hide and Seek by Liz Robinette, just to name a few. So my boyfriend knows not to play hide and seek or swallow around me or call me Cal if he does not want me to switch. However, if I ask him to trigger one of them out, he knows how to do it. Also note that they can have more than one trigger as well, but learning how to recognize and avoid these triggers will help along the way. Some of the most common triggers I hear about is children stuff, if the person has a child alter, when they are under stress, or when physical or emotional protection is needed. But this will vary from person to person. Once you've figured out these triggers, avoiding them is key. Tip number 9, take care of yourself. Now, you can't do the previous things I talked about without making sure you're doing all right yourself. After all, you can't take care of someone if you can't take care of yourself. So make sure you are taking care of your mental health. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. We people with DID can be a lot to handle. Making sure you are well yourself can help us and you at the same time. Last tip I have for you is to have fun. Your relationship isn't over with the person having more than one personality. If anything, now you have more than one to love and have fun with. It shouldn't be a burden, rather, it should be a positive experience that they trust you enough to tell you. So if you guys liked that video, go ahead and click the thumbs up button and feel free to subscribe if you want more upcoming videos on DID. I have left my resource links in the description if you want to start your research. For now, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, my P.